Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa and his wife, Mrs. Oluwaseun Aiyedatiwa, graced the occasion, leading the festivities that highlighted the state's commitment to child development and welfare. The event featured a grand march past involving over 2,500 pupils from 100 schools. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has announced that the state has seeded a specialist hospital to serve as a temporary facility and has provided land for the development of the Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa Teaching Hospital. Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, during a meeting with the House of Representatives Committee on Federal Institutions, affirmed commitment to the successful launch of the teaching hospital. Government House correspondent Wahab Bankole completes the story.
The Government House in Akure hosted the House of Representatives Committee on Health Institutions, led by Chairman Patrick Umo, during their national oversight tour of federal health facilities. The committee met with Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa to discuss enhancing healthcare delivery, especially at the tertiary education level. Umo praised the governor's support for tertiary education and sought backing for the swift launch of the Federal University Teaching Hospital in Akure.
The federal government cannot do this alone without clear partnership with you. And this is also to advance that collaboration in the healthcare sector. I'm sure it is also part of your agenda. So if we work together, Your Excellency, there's a likelihood that all the programs, the agenda with the President will be realized in Ondo State, with you as the Chief Shepherd of this state. So we're anxious to see the teaching hospital take off, so that the people of Ondo can also take benefit of all the health programs that we have with the President's agenda.
Governor Aiyedatiwa reaffirmed his administration's commitment, revealing that the state has seeded a specialist hospital as a temporary facility and provided land for the hospital's permanent site.
The President wants the institution to take off immediately, and the Governing Council of Federal University of Technology, Akure, also are very anxious. They approached us, and because we also know that the overall benefit of establishing the institution and good takeoff will be of great benefit to us since it's domiciled here in Ondo State. So we have to partner with the federal government by sealing that specialist hospital here in Akure, UNMTH, to the federal government. And all other definitive agreement and arrangement is already been perfected so that they can take off in earnest. Now, like you also mentioned, we have the Federal Medical Center that has been there for many years, and it has been of great benefit to us in Ondo State.
He expressed optimism that the oversight visit will improve federal health institutions and benefit both government health professionals and the people of Ondo State. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
A screening exercise tagged I Am Alive has been held for pensioners in Ondo State. The screening exercise is aimed at updating the number of living pensioners across the state. The exercise, which is being conducted across all 18 local government areas, has witnessed full participation by pensioners. Omoriola Ngbeji reports.
Pensioners under the local government pension transitional department in Ondo State gathered for the issuance of digital identification cards. The initiative is designed to prevent harassment by tax and rating authorities and to combat identity theft and fraud. In Akure South local government area, which reportedly has the highest number of pensioners, the exercise drew a large turnout. The venue was crowded with aged, sick, and active retirees, both inside and outside the hall. While many described the process as stressful, they also commended the administration of Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa for the prompt payment of gratuities.
Thanks to goodness of the new governor and the present one, they have just paid us our gratuity since 13 years ago. So it's a good day to the man and the new PS who is a woman. We are praying for her. But this arrangement of verification is too strenuous for today, especially for Akure South. There are so many people in Akure South. You cannot compare our own with that of Federal.
Some pensioners, however, expressed concern about the safety of the personal data they were required to submit, calling for adequate data protection measures.
The issue that concerns me today is the sensitive issue, the document that we release, NIN, PVN. These are what the evil people are using to do so their evil something. So we are not sure whether this document will be protected. We are not sure of the confidentiality.
The Permanent Secretary, Local Government Pension Transitional Department, Dr. Mercy Femi Idris, who moved around the venue to ensure smooth coordination, explained that the overcrowding was due to some pensioners arriving at unscheduled times.
Some are not supposed to be here today. They are expected to be here tomorrow, yet they are here. So what we said was that we are not going to turn anybody back. So some will be attended to outside so that this place will not be overcrowded. So we are sorry for any inconveniences. It's not as if we meant it. We are not going to do anything on their BVN. Nobody can even enter. Nobody can break into your hack into your account with ordinary BVN. There's a security code attached to it. So that is personal to us, and we know what we are going to do with it. It's not going to be for the records. It's just for this exercise.
Assuring them of data security, Dr. Femi Idris added that arrangements were in place to accommodate pensioners in the diaspora through a virtual process.
For an on-the-spot ID card to be issued. You see, this ID card is not the one that they do at Ojaba or the one that they do in post office. You know, it's a digitalized ID card whereby all the features, there's a security feature built in it. It's like having a Naira note. You know, when you put the Naira note, under a security watch, you will notice that it has some features. The same thing with this ID card. Once you put it in a card reader, their name will come up, their LP will come up, other detailed information that we know that can make us to attest that this is the retired person, not identity theft, not somebody that has been cloned, so to speak.
Requirements for the exercise include an approval letter from the Local Government Pension Transitional Department, a National Identification Number (NIN), and a printout of the Bank Verification Number (BVN). Omoriola Ngbeji, Osrc News.
Now, despite a recent reduction in petrol prices across Nigeria, transportation fares in Ondo State have largely remained stagnant. Commuters and residents have expressed frustration, noting that the expected decrease in transport costs has not materialized. Many are now urging the government to step in and enforce regulations within the transportation sector to ensure that the benefits of lower fuel prices translate into reduced fares. Blessing Ube reports.
Premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, now sells for between 860 and 890 naira per litre at most filling stations in Ondo State. This comes after months of painful adjustments by Nigerians following the removal of fuel subsidy in May 2023, a policy that saw pump prices skyrocket from around 185 naira to over 600 and eventually beyond 1,300 naira per litre. The sudden hike triggered a ripple effect. Soaring transportation costs, rising inflation, and increased hardship for households already grappling with economic challenges. Now, despite a slight reduction in fuel prices, there have been no corresponding drop in transport fares, much to the frustration of commuters. Many commercial drivers and tricycle operators say their refusal to lower fares is due to rising operational costs, including spare parts, maintenance, and multiple levies.
We are aware of the slighted reduction in the petroleum price, but it's not coming down to the level that it can affect our price, because tomorrow may come, they might still increase the pump price. So it was reduced to the amount of, there are some certain amount we are waiting to drop, so that it will affect the price. It will change the price. And also, it's not only the petrol that the tricycle, mostly the tricycle is using. Like I say, the tire is still the amount, even it was also increased every day, even though the spare part we have been using.
Maintenance of engine is there. We are doing the servicing per 15 days to let the engine last. Where we are applying, the road is not okay. Like we are going to Epesha, the road is not done well. We are going to Aye, the same thing applicable. The contractor doing the place is not okay. They didn't do it. When they do one quarter year, it may reach to 8 months before they come there to come and do the next one, which is not to be so. And the government, I think the government is paying them. But what is there is that the government is supposed to be monitor those who are doing the contractor.
But as at last year, we know how much we are buying tickets. Then we know how much we are buying it now. And we also maintain the price standard. So if they thought we are not comply, they can go ahead. Like price of keke. I bought my keke 3.2 million naira from Lagos. So in Akure here, imagine if the Lagos people are supplying down to Akure, imagine how much it will cost.
Commuters, however, argue that the relief from lower fuel prices is meaningless unless it reflects in daily transport costs. Some transporters say they are open to reviewing fares, but only if petrol prices fall further, ideally to around 500 naira per litre, and remain stable. They believe consistent pricing and reduced fuel costs would make it easier for lower fares and relieve Nigerians of some of the financial burden. Blessing Obi, Osrc News.
The Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, Osrc, has pledged its full support to members of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, RATAW, affirming its commitment to ensuring that one of its own secures the position of the Public Relations Officer at the national level. The Director General of Osrc, Mr. Kenneth Odushola Stevenson, spoke during a courtesy visit by RATAW members to the corporation. Osrc's Adewumi Taro reports.
Members and executives of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, RATAW, Ondo State Chapter, led by the NLC Chairman Olakpade Ademola Adeniji, paid a courtesy visit to the management of OSRC. The visit was to formally present Mr. Kayode Olorunfemi, an OSRC staff and immediate past chairman of Ratau in Ondo State, who has declared his intention to contest for the position of National Public Relations Officer.
I'm sure you are here to do wonders, to perform wonders. I'm sure, though I won't say this place was not a good one before, but I know you will do something better to take this organization to a greater height.
Olakpade expressed confidence in the nominee, stating that expectations are high and that Olufemi's candidacy is a source of pride for the union and the state.
Our expectation is to make us proud, most especially the OSRC organization, because it's, it's coming. I mean, he comes from this place to represent us over there. So it must make us proud and continue to do the right thing. I have 100% confidence in him.
Mr. Olorunfemi presented the official nomination form to the management of OSRC.
I stand on the existing protocol by the grace of God to present my nomination form to the NDC of Ratau in Nigeria, vying for the post of PRO.
Mr. Olorunfemi, who currently serves as the Ondo State Auditor of the NLC, emphasized the importance of the election, noting that this marks the first time Ondo State is contesting a national position in Ratau.
By the grace of God, I am presently the auditor, and I know with God all things are possible. I am going to be elected as the PRO, and that will be the first time ever that Ondo State will be having a representative at the national of Ratau.
In his remarks, OSRC Director General Mr. Kenneth Odushola Stevenson pledged the corporation's total support for Olorunfemi's ambition, describing it as a proud moment for OSRC and Ondo State at large.
Mr. Olorunfemi, if you need anything, just let us know. We will give you all the necessary support. It will be our joy that one of us here is national. I want to believe that you will get it, and we will all be happy. We will line up behind you.
The visit ended on a high note with applause and cheers from Ratau members as the DG reaffirms his backing for the historic bid. The election comes up on 15th July 2025 in Gombe State. Adewumi Taiwo, OSRC News.
3 members of the Deeper Christian Life Ministry have been abducted by gunmen in Ondo State. The victims were attacked Monday evening while returning from a Bible study session held at Kashimola in the Ogbese area of Akure North local government. The kidnappers struck shortly after the church program, seizing the victims in a swift operation. In the message circulated among congregants, the church has called for fervent prayers and divine intervention. Confirming the incident, the State Police Public Relations Officer Olushola Ayonlade said operatives are already on the trail of the abductors.
Today there was a kidnapping incident at Ogbese, and upon the receipt of the information, the Commissioner of Police ordered that the DP of Ogbese, in conjunction with the tactical team and member of the Amotekun, who are collaborating in our efforts, they have been deployed to the surrounding bushes to come here and ensure the victims are returned safely. However, we urge the people of Ondo State and Ogbese community, and it's ever to remain abiding and report any suspicious movement to the nearest police station or any security post nearest to them.